In the last video, we looked at how important it is for teachers to be aware of how they're teaching and if it's actually helping their students to learn, based on learning theories like constructivism. But how important is it for students to be aware of these things too? As a current student and teacher, I am constantly learning about both myself and the lessons. And the more I learn about how I learn, I found 3 things that stick out to me as ways to help myself learn even when the lesson being given kind of sucks. Self-regulation, self-efficacy, and motivation. I believe there is a big advantage to learners being aware of these because even if the teacher isn't doing their part in the learning equation, you can still have some control over your learning. First, self-regulation. What's going on in your body during this lesson? In order to use self-regulation to advance your learning, you must be observant of your thoughts, feelings, and actions, and then align them with your goals. This might mean speaking up for yourself if you're super confused, or analyzing why you're feeling bored, and then trying to do something to change that. Noticing these things can also connect to sociocultural ideas of power dynamics, safety in the learning environment, and bias in the tools we use in the class, but that's for another video. Second, do you believe you are capable of learning this material? That's self-efficacy, and it's also a huge influence on self-regulation. People retain information when we believe we can succeed and thus allow ourselves to have productive struggles. So, trust you can do well and take the challenge head on. Both this and self-regulation are also big parts of social cognitive theory, which is one theory that has been very helpful for me. It looks at the connection between one's personal thoughts and beliefs about themselves, the behavior that they're doing, and their environment, all of which I think are quite interconnected when trying to learn. Finally, do you actually have a goal to learn something right now? It'll be hard to learn if you don't have motivation, but you can't have motivation without a goal that you're working toward and the belief that you can succeed in it. That mixed with a positive environment and hopefully good teacher feedback in the moment can actually help you become more motivated in the future. But if your teacher isn't helping with that second part, still see how you can motivate yourself and set goals for success. And the more you experience success and growth, the more your motivation will increase, and that will help in many more areas than just the classroom. So, let's see this in action. You might remember this lesson from last time, but let's look at it now to see what a student could do to help themselves learn better through the lesson.
Hey class. So today for science, we're going to be talking about the water cycle.
Oh man, this is so boring. And honestly, I'm super hungry, and I feel like the teacher was mean to me during writing.
Is fresh water.
Huh. Wait, okay, I can fix this. So my teacher isn't being very interesting, but I bet I can find a way to still learn something from this sucky lesson. Maybe I'll start taking notes more creatively. I can jot down my personal thoughts on the side, maybe do some doodles to keep myself entertained. Also, do I actually even understand what's going on? Maybe I should try to see if I can relate to any of this in my life. She just mentioned how there's less fresh water on Earth than salt water. I wonder where that all is. Does the water in my body count? Huh. Maybe I'll ask about that.
See how the student believed in herself with self-efficacy, set a new goal in the moment with self-regulation, and increased her own motivation? She's likely going to actually learn something from this lesson now. She's changed the trajectory of her learning, even though the teacher is kind of doing a poor job. I hope to continue learning and thinking about both constructivist and social cognitive ideas, and see how they can help me and those I teach to truly learn well. With these in mind, I can notice more easily where I might be a poor teacher or setting myself up for failure in my own learning. So, next time you're sitting through a boring lecture or having a hard time listening to an informative podcast, take a look at what's going on around you and inside you that may be impacting your ability to construct new knowledge. And see if you can change it. Take on the challenge to make your learning your own and change what you can to help yourself learn better. Maybe you can even apply those skills to this very video. Thanks for learning with me.